As we kick off the course, I want to talk to you why Bitcoin needs the Lightning Network and why you should care. In this lesson, I'm explaining to you why there's even such a need for Lightning Network. And as you complete the course, you're going to fully understand why it's so important that you should have known this. So just to start, I need you to put in context that Bitcoin is great, but the speed of Bitcoin is limited by design, and that's important. Bitcoin, as it currently stands, if you do a transaction on Bitcoin traditional on-chain without using Lightning Network, it's limited. It's actually slower, but that's intentional. And the reason is that in order to be the most secure decentralized money ever invented, Bitcoin needs to have blockchain technology, needs to be decentralized with a network of thousands of computers all around the world with identical copies of it. And that's very carefully designed. In that design, there were limits. The throughput, that is, how many transactions can you get through, is limited intentionally. Why? So you can make sure that every single one of the transactions on that block is valid and verified. As such, it has to be limited because everybody has to agree that that block has only confirmed verifiable real transactions. And this is a big issue. As you go through this course, you're going to understand the role of Bitcoin miners and how they all tie into making Bitcoin the most secure form of decentralized money. But here's a situation when we get into the details. The blocks in Bitcoin are small. They're 1 megabyte in size. When you're talking about massive numbers of transactions, you really can't fit that many transactions into a 1 megabyte block. What does that mean? Many transactions will just have to wait until the next block, or they have to pay extra to be able to be in that block. Additionally, every block can only be allowed to be added to the Bitcoin blockchain on average approximately every 10 minutes. So think about it. If you have to wait at least 10 minutes to get one confirmation that a transaction is valid, or you need multiple blocks because you're dealing with a lot more money involved in that Bitcoin transaction, it takes you 30 minutes, 60 minutes sometimes to be able to verify that that transaction is fully on the Bitcoin blockchain. All of this is going to be crystal clear for you as I go through. I'll be very, very clear and detailed on how this all fits in. But for the moment, why is this a problem? Well, because of this limited design by nature, what you wind up having is that if you want to buy a $2 coffee using Bitcoin on chain, sometimes you might have to pay $5 in transactions just to be able to do so. That simply makes no sense. Sometimes it might be even more than $5. Just makes no sense if you're dealing for smaller transactions especially. Now, if you have to wait 30 minutes to confirm a payment, imagine you buy a product and you have to wait at least 30 minutes so that the seller knows that you actually paid that. Or you were paid and you have to wait 30 minutes before you can complete the transaction because you don't know if that's actually a real transaction. It's just simply not scalable. All of this is going to be crystal clear as you go through the course. But understand that as such, Bitcoin, if you go strictly on chain, that is without Lightning Network, can be very pricey and it can be very slow. But that's all part of the design that makes Bitcoin so secure. Now, as we go through, this is where Lightning Network comes in. Imagine that you could just send Bitcoin and it would arrive practically instantly. Not only that, whenever you make a transaction, your transaction costs might even be sometimes even less than a penny. Why? Because in Bitcoin, you're not limited that the lowest currency, like in dollars, is a penny. No, in Bitcoin, you can go far lower than that. You can actually pay fractions of a penny for a transaction. All of this is possible in the Lightning Network, and you'll learn about it in this course. Now, you don't have to wait for new blocks to get added to the blockchain. So the whole idea of having to wait 10 minutes to be verified if a new block comes in, none of that matters in Lightning Network, and I'm going to explain to you all of that in this course. Beyond that, Lightning Network enables all this, and it's already being used today. As you go through the course, I'm going to give you multiple examples of Lightning Network at work, and you're going to be seeing behind the scenes how it all happens. Now, this course really makes a difference because if you want to use Bitcoin, not just buy Bitcoin because you want it to go up in price, so you're investing in it like, say, you're buying gold, and you're holding on to gold because you want the price to go up. Well, some people do that with Bitcoin. You want to hold on to your Bitcoin just because the price will go up. But Bitcoin is actually a form of payment, and I use Bitcoin all the time to pay for products. In fact, if I could, I wouldn't have any US dollars. I have it all in Bitcoin. But it's simply not practical nowadays because when I have to make a payment And if I have to wait 30 minutes, 60 minutes to make the payment, and many other people don't take my payments because of these limitations, then they simply don't take Bitcoin. But Lightning Network changes all this. You will learn how Lightning turns Bitcoin into a powerful real-time payment system, and I'll show you live examples in the course. So whether you're a user, whether you're a builder, whether you're a creator, whether you're a business and you want to accept payments in Bitcoin, you want to learn how you can actually get involved in using Bitcoin and the Lightning Network, this course is for you. This knowledge is going to set you apart from all of your competition and give you an edge in this powerful technology called Lightning Network. I can't wait to share this information with you. Let's go on to the next lesson.